session 4. So the situation as we left it at the end of last session is we have Wash holding up a group of 6 individuals on the sidewalk with drunken antics. Nightingale is partially transformed into demonic form in the back of a van. And I do believe that Mr. Street is in the van as well at this moment. And Wash has spotted, beyond these 6 individuals being held up by drunken antics, there is a very methodically forward-striding individual in a suit that we have previously seen that we strongly suspect is the same angelic being that we met. And that is where we left it. And that's the freeze frame that we get. And we're going to have text pop up saying 60 minutes before. And we wind back time into your planning session, probably in the back of said van.
Yeah, I'll be in the van, I imagine.
Because Miss Nightingale is transformed. He can't go out.
And we've been there like for a while. So
yeah. So you're in the van with your plan.
I assume one of the more erudite members of the ring is going to kick this whole shindig off.
So,
well, I'm still watching what's going on the inside of the thing. I've got my boop.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, you are capable of functioning.
If I get out of this van right as I am right now, I'm going to set off some things.
You're going to roll compromises because you're transformed. So
that's not normal.
The solution is simple then. Don't get out of van.
Yeah. We, if you have to get out of the van, probably things have gone exceedingly wrong. I think Street and I have discussed this many times since we became liberated, we'll call it. But maybe perhaps, Nightingale, you have not had this experience, but angels can be confused. They can be made to see the true absurdity that is the God machine and basically become dysfunctional, as the God machine probably views it. So I think our best bet this evening, I know this is going to tear your heart from your chest, Mr. Street, but violence might not be the way out. But simply preventing violence.
Let us agree to disagree.
Are you going to eat his heart?
As much as I would love to. I'll settle for causing this angel to misfire. If we can prevent it from achieving its mission, it'll either go home or possibly become like us, and then we have a new friend.
We don't want the one upstairs to notice we're here, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know if it works exactly that way. I mean, my memories are vague on the subject.
I agree with what Wash is saying. After all, this creature that we expect is going to be arriving is as we once were ourselves. And so I cannot speak for you, Nightingale, but for myself and Wash. If we had not experienced what we have, we might, certainly myself, I might still be like that, this creature that is going to turn up. My priorities, as far as I see it, are we need to stop it from doing whatever it is doing and try and minimize the amount of collateral damage.
Agreed.
If we can do that, then I'm happy.
You've evolved so much, Mr. Street. You care about collateral damage.
It is inefficient.
That's true. I should have known. Yes, I agree.
Besides, before we were as we are now, as you know, Wash, when I was sent out, I was told who to kill, and whatever happened in the background collateral damage did not matter as long as the mission objective was achieved. And when we fell and became what we are now, I swore to myself on that day that I would not have anyone else tell me who I was to kill. And
That's
that
fair.
if I did choose to kill someone, it would be that target, and I would not try to endanger other people unless
Your own
absolutely necessary with my actions.
Yes, yes. I had never thought of it that way. I had just assumed efficiency would have been key for your operations, but I suppose that just makes my point for me better than anything I could ever say. And the God Machine is clearly insane, but we can debate that later.
Ah.
We have this problem we have to resolve this evening. So we're agreed then. We are going to diffuse the situation, prevent the angel from accomplishing it, whatever its mission is.
I have a suggestion. If
Yeah.
if the goal is to delay this angel from its mission, that presumably, going from my own experiences and yours as well, Watch, we know that there is a certain time frame in which the mission has to be completed.
Exactly.
And if that time frame is not met, the angel will, as we did, either fall or it will return back to base.
I hope it falls. I would love to see the look on its face.
My thoughts are, if we, I am assuming that this angel is not going to approach with the fiery wings and the halo and all of that, but if it approaches in a more normal guise, what we are in a large van, if we are seeking to delay it, what is to stop us simply driving the van into this creature?
Other than Mr. Nightingale here being very attached to it, nothing at all.
We can get other van.
I think we need to be ready for anything, but I think yes.
Because if we do run van into Angel, it has two choices. It can either play dead, so to speak, and preserve its human guise.
Yes,
Or
yes.
it, or it
would
shed
ruin
its
cover.
or it
Yeah.
sheds its human guise and reveals itself, which that
Could
is
be really
not
bad.
that is not a normal protocol.
Fair.
That's
Well,
not what I did. Well,
I feel-
whichever of those methods it takes, whether it assumes its form or whether it plays dead, that will delay it.
if only we could know its intention.
Well-
Surely we know what its intention is. It's going to kill somebody.
we don't actually know that for a fact, but we
There's
can
going to
make
be
assumptions.
violence, but we don't know.
However, we don't have to know what its exact intentions are. We only have to know that it intends to perpetrate, either personally or by proxy, an attack on this radio station. As long as we prevent that from happening, I'll be a happy person.
Do we evacuate these airheaded youngsters?
Let's not disrupt them any further than we have to, I'd say. Besides, we may want to come back at some point and make some edits to the infrastructure that lays within for our own purposes. The
Is
more
it
disruption, the more likely the whole thing is to get.
Is it emitting ether right now
Rubbed.
that we could siphon? Assuming you need some juice.
Well, you specifically, because you used the embed that got this information, and since you shared it, all of you understand that the next time there's going to be ether available from this particular infrastructure is when the program is going on. That is the output, and with the output is the waste heat, which is the ether that you guys get.
Yeah.
So when the system functions, it generates ether for you to eat. So if the program doesn't get aired, no ether from this infrastructure. If the program is aired, then you might be able to get in there and find
Get
the
some
place
stuff.
where the ether gathers and get it.
I mean, I'm
So-
okay. I'm okay for now, but I know you'll be doing things.
So then we're all agreed. the truck will come into play, and I think the rest of it will have to sort of play by ear.
Okay.
Where we agreed?
Are you wanting me to run him over?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Or Mr. Street, depending on who is in the truck at the time.
Are you able to influence people? Anyone?
I mean, I look the way I look.
I mean,
that
yeah,
seems to have an effect on mortals.
You were 10 out of 10. Put some goth boots on you, and and some eyeliner, and you would kill it in a death rattle concert. But
you and your death rattle.
Let us hope that is the only death rattle we hear this evening.
Indeed,
indeed. There's no tape deck. But what I was saying, if you need to try and make this look as insuspicious as normal as possible for ourselves, right? We want to.
People get run over all the time.
Indeed, and recall that both this identity the angel is harboring itself within, and this truck technically don't exist beyond the machinations of our former employer. So we should be covered. Accidents happen all the time, as Mr. Street said. So there'll just be one more random person ran over, or it will reveal itself, in which case then that could precipitate the very fall that we are hoping to achieve.
I was just thinking if you could get someone to be in my way in the road, and I have to swerve out the way, and that's what makes me hit the guy, rather than me just suddenly.
I like that. It's a good plan. How about this? You cannot leave truck. I get out of van as I see you coming down the road, assuming we spot this person. Mm-hmm. Obviously you will know I'm going to do this. I will step out into the street. You can pretend to swerve to avoid me, hit the angel. Then, if we do need to escalate things further, I will already be out on the street, ready to help deal.
Well, I also think that we need to be careful of introducing any unnecessary complications from a practical standpoint. I mean, we still want to all get out of this in one piece with our covers more or less in check. I'm less worried about a random accident being perceived as anything other than a random accident. We all know as a fact that humans do this as a part of their nature, let alone with the God Machine around to help it.
We want to avoid looking targeted. That's what I got.
Yes, but people tend to see what they want to see anyway.
Especially with infrastructure acting on them, persuading them not to look for.
Indeed. So I'm less worried about that and more worried about one or all of us having to tangle with our old friends.
At this point, Johannes, I'd like to use my in my pocket in bed, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's pulling things out of his. Look at him, he's good. Go.
Yeah.
It's a Dex larceny roll.
Yep. Let's see what we find in the pocket.
I've got in bed
too.
I'm
going to spend more power on this.
It is dangerous to go.
No, my rolls are shit. I haven't got anything. I told you I used all my good rolls.
That is a very bad roll.
My plan to pull a 44 Magnum out of my pocket has gone up a famous creek without a paddle.
Now, the question is, John, do you want to dramatically fail that?
No.
You can if you want to.
No, because I know what the consequences. It means like all my gear disappears.
I become naked.
That's it. I will just be stood there in my boxer shorts with no guns. I do not fancy this.
Right.
I will have to make do with my normal heavy pistol rather than the Clint Eastwood special. But okay. That was only my free use. When we get to the scene, I could try again.
Mm-hmm. So, are you satisfied with your plan?
Yeah, so if I'm correct, I'm going to get out, I'm going to pretend to walk across the road,
yeah, everything's going to transpire as it already kind of has,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
we have at
Matthew,
least the knowledge of what's going to happen.
yeah, Nightingale's going to veer to avoid me, hit the angel.
Yeah.
I can obviously move in because if anyone comes in, it'd be like, oh yeah, I was just trying to check this person, make sure they're okay. Then if we do need to escalate things, we're there and we're like good to
Right
go.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm
yep.
going to do one thing at the beginning of the scene where we're going to approach. I'm
Mhm.
using an embed.
Okay. Which one?
I'm going to try and make myself a better driver by using my download knowledge embed.
Oh, nice.
Okay. How long does that last?
It lasts for a scene, so this is why.
Okay, so you could have done it, so you can just do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I need
that's
to
what
make
you're
a
prepping
wits
for.
computer roll to do this.
And I still, of course, have my read hostility up, so
Yeah.
I
So
can't
basically,
really be
if I get
surprised. And
any successes
that.
I get, I can add to a skill I name before I roll.
I don't need an embed to detect that creature is hostile.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I can control the thing and not actually hit you by mistake. I mean, I'll get XP for it, but
But
You'll get more than XP for it.
yeah, I will. Look, man, it could have happened to anyone. Okay.
there's a cliff.
I'm on sheet roll. Yeah, come on. It didn't roll. Oh, it did.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. There we
I
go.
get
Fine.
one
Get-
extra dot.
Yeah, one extra drive to your
That's pretty
shenanigans.
good.
Okay, so we're going to jump back in to the freeze frame. And of course, we know your plan now. No one else other than Wash has seen our friend in the suit. But I
Yeah.
believe, Wash, you were like drunk texting that.
Yeah, I had already drunk texted. Yeah, I'm in the process of drunk texting
Yeah.
what I'm witnessing,
Yeah.
and then I think my next step was I needed to get these people like off the street somehow because it's like
Yeah.
So
So
I think-
I like several things happen
Oh,
at once. Like you're
yeah.
there with your holding up this group of 6 people, and which you detected earlier hostile intent from,
mhm.
and Street and Nightingale, you get the message from Wash, which says what?
Oh, our old friend is here. It's go time.
Drive.
And then as I say that, I'm gonna drop my phone back in my pocket and be like, "Oh my God, he has a gun!" And I'm gonna point towards the clearly armed individual marching down the street.
It doesn't have a rifle anywhere you can see right now, which it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But the suited individual is not like holding it out.
Okay.
And I think what's going to happen is as sort of Nightingale slowly starts pulling away, I'm basically going to, like, as I shout drive, I'm going to jump out the back of the van because he's going to take a little bit of time to get up to speed. He's obviously not just going to hair into him at full speed. I'm then going to move quite quickly, so I'm sort of like, if the van's coming in here, like the angel's there, I'm going to sort of walk across between the two of them to give him like the justification of how he swerved to avoid me.
Yeah, I'm going to be driving.
And I already look like an old vagrant, so I just feel like staggering out the road.
I've got
Like,
one hand on the wheel.
hard.
I've got a fag. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the distance
get my
was a
bottle of
couple
hooch out.
blocks, which isn't terribly long for a car, especially if you're putting in speed. And
yeah, I mean, obviously I'll like hop out a bit before,
yeah,
so I can like.
you would have like your idea is to position yourself to.
they're
be
going to
there
have to have
when-
stopped my manifesting my demon powers
No,
as well.
no,
to do.
you don't need to do any of that. You can be a demon driver if you want. Now that's going to be a
Ghost
potential problem for
Rider.
you. But what's your manifestations again? Your
I'd put the healing one on, and I'd put on the clairvoyance one, which let me see someplace I've been
Right.
before.
so with like you can probably get away if you don't stop in traffic and you have a cap on.
My main concern is hitting the angel just stopping the car and just looking at me. And I'm just like with this massive glowing skin and being like,
This is like
stop.
What up?
Yeah.
Hello from the other side.
Wonderful, wonderful day for a downfall.
yeah. No. Okay. So if you stop at any point while driving, it might be a problem because people are going to start noticing that you're not a
Okay,
person.
I will
But,
to try and maintain my cover because this is important. I will turn it off.
right. Okay. So that is handled in where?
I need to roll. Oh no.
No, you don't need to roll, but it costs you 1 ether, I
Yeah.
think, which is what I'm.
Again,
does,
So
it does.
One to
Yep.
one to activate, one to turn off.
Yeah, 1 to put it away. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Okay, done.
Yep. So the manifestations recede, and you are once again Zach,
Zaki
Right.
the fun party man. And yeah, so the plan is in motion. Street and Nightingale are going to do their thing. It's going to take a bit because we've just only spotted where the angel is,
Yeah.
and you need to
So-
execute your plan.
Okay, so
watch.
to be clear, okay, so let's rewind here for a second because I was under the impression that he had the rifle out.
Yeah, not the case. Apologies
cool.
if I.
Oh no, that's fine.
mistakenly did-
So
yeah.
then I need to find a way that makes sense to convince these people to kind of come off the road. Trying to think of something persuasive.
You do know where they are going.
I know where
if
they're
that
going,
helps.
but I'm trying to think like obviously like we're right outside the radio station. I'm kind of blocked them from going any like going inside, but it's like I need to get them also off this street because A, shit's about to happen, and B, shit's about to happen. But I'm trying to think of like a persuasive argument to like affect that.
Hey, look, they're giving away free cakes in the bakery.
Yeah. the shady bakery on the other side of town. Yeah.
Nightingale's like swearing.
Ooh,
Yeah. So wait, so do we see that happening at this point? Like the car is like on the street.
Yeah, you
moving around?
do notice, and because you were probably keeping an eye on it anyway. So Nightingale is actually like starting to move the van.
Does it look like he's driving out of control, or is he trying to drive straight?
No. So this is the early stages of like he's
So-
drive
still
casual,
still a
mate.
couple
Drive
blocks
So
away.
that,
casual
so,
is
so
fine.
that doesn't help me at all then. Okay. Got it.
If you want, as I'm getting out of the van, I can just like pull out a gun and you can shout, "Look, he's got a gun."
Yeah, I guess we could have maybe like if you want to, like, yeah, but
It's your plan. I've got to get out of the van either way. It
yeah,
makes
but
no
like
odds to
there's
me.
no way for us
draws
to have
attention
accounted.
to yourself, doesn't
There's
it?
no way, and also there's no way for us to have accounted for this moment happening.
No, that's true. That's true.
Beforehand. So, okay.
It's going to be
I have
hilarious
an
if this
idea.
guy isn't the angel.
I think this is the only thing that I can really do other than like direct violence, and that's not something that I want to really. I don't feel like getting chased down all around the street and beaten up. Well, I'm gonna get chased actually, but I think is what I want to try to do. Ryan is in the lead of the group, right? Gabriel Ryan, right? So I want to be
Gabriel
like,
Ryan is indeed present and also appears to be there, sort of
cool.
informal.
Got it. So like what I want to do is I want to like be like, obviously I'm kind of drunk walking and kind of like, hey, and I'll be like, I'm gonna start asking for like directions to, I don't know, I'll make up some random BS club, pull it from my memory because obviously we have eidetic memory, so it's fine. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm just trying to look for this place, man. And I want to do is I want to try to pick his pockets.
Oh, okay.
I want to just grab anything he has in there. I have a plan from there, but I want to see if I can get that far with the plan. So I should have really improved my larceny prior to the session, but we're gonna just make a go.
Well, if
of
you
it
have
anyway.
you would have got the XP previous to this session.
Oh, it's okay. We'll
From our earlier discussion.
We'll roll with it. For
You
the
know,
moment.
we will refer to ancient philosophers and quote them by saying, "Fuck it, we'll do it live."
What's the skill cost in the system anyway? Then is it 2 points, 3
Let
points?
me pull up the thing here because we have the handout.
Where is it?
Skill is
It's
2.
Page
apparently.
89. I have it right here. Hold on. God, my thing works. It would be 2 points of experience. Okay. I can spare 2 points of experience to improve my larceny. I've been doing so much breaking B&E and everything like that lately. I probably justify it. Cool. All right. So I'll make a note of that. And then so what's the role then? Dex or manipulation? It's the same for me either way, really. So
Okay, well, yeah. In that case, we don't need to dwell on it.
so Dex larceny, then we'll say.
Want to spend any willpower?
Well, I don't have much to spend, actually. That's another problem I need to. I'm playing into my courageousness right now. I'm being courageous by stealing and throwing myself in the fray. I hope so. Maybe I'll get some willpower back after this. Ooh, I need this to work. It's a.
That's.
I need it to work. Can I roll?
That's
Can I use willpower? I have 1 point of willpower left to spend. So can I use it?
Let's actually look because I do not recall at all what this baseline system says about 0 willpower. Like what happens if you're
Don't pass out on us.
Oh,
Don't pass
tap
out
out.
on this wash.
Oh yeah, I guess I just that's a good question, but
because it might just be like you can't use it and quote unquote you're tired, or it might be
is that what
you
it
need to
is?
go lay down.
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
That's
let me-
a really good point. Because I'm
Don't
used to
have
it being like the new system where it's just like you use as much as your temporary points as you want, and then once you have no more, you have no more. But you might be right. Let's hold on. Index willpower. I'm using the actual Chronicles book too, so I'll probably
Yeah.
explain it better. 20. Okay, maybe not. Maybe this index is garbage. All right, here we go. Just says okay, virtue and vice. So obviously I can regain it when I act in accordance with my virtue of vice, which is what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to lean into my courageousness. Regaining willpower is in chapter 2. That doesn't really.
Okay, I'm not seeing anything with my random internet search. Different game lines might have something
Probably
to say about it.
in the World of Darkness base book, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where I'm in right now.
yeah.
And of course it's
See John
organized
just grabbing
like
a stack of books now.
yeah, and it's organized like what's chapter 2? You're not listed by chapter. Oh, okay. I'm just getting a little. That's going to be a little. 73. All right. Well, character willpower. Spending a point of willpower adds a 3 dice pool. You regain a point
Got it.
each full dice.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Characters with no willpower points are left exhausted physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Okay.
They are They tend to be listless and depressed. So it's basically just like a role play thing.
Yep.
It's no like.
Okay. Oh, okay.
There's no system mechanics. It's just
Whatever.
like you feel listless and sort
Yeah,
of run down.
you're tapped out.
Which is obvious from the fact that I'm tapped out. So like.
Yeah. Yeah, you can no longer do the thing where like
Yeah.
I really
where I'm
should
pushing
get
myself
this
above
done,
and beyond.
but I
Right,
don't
exactly.
have the
Okay, so anyway,
Yeah.
hoping I'm leaning into my vice here to regain some willpower anyway. But let's actually see if I can do the thing before we count my chickens there. I will spend my last point of willpower for now, and I will roll 3 dice and hope to God that I get a success out of it. That's 2 successes, I think, right?
Mhm,
8 and
yeah.
9.
Mhm.
Boom, boom.
So
That was totally worth it. I hope.
so what would we have? You can probably pick
It doesn't really matter as long as it's something of that he's going to want back. Really.
well his keys, obviously.
That'll work.
Would be the one.
That'll work. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So you get a bunch of keys.
Cool. So then I'm gonna like grab the keys. I'm gonna like kind of like stumble back, and I'm gonna stop drunk walking.
I'll actually roll for him as well.
Oh, please, go
for
ahead.
for a thing here.
Yeah.
Which I meant to do, but we got all like 0 willpower here. So let's see what this is. He's gonna roll. Actually, that. Oh well, more like that. Oh well, he got 2 as well. As you like step back with the keys, whatever action you're doing, you're about to get onto it. There's a specific sharpness in the way that he's looking at you now
Mhm.
that wasn't there when you were doing your like he's clocked on to something.
Yes, that's right. And I think I know what that is, obviously, because we were tipped off.
Yeah, Dozen Dimes did say that he was stigmatic.
So he knows.
That might be what's happening right now.
He knows. Well, that's fine.
He might actually know.
And I'm gonna be like, oh God, these keys are yours? Are these your keys?
Yeah, so he like just he doesn't actually say anything. I think he licks his lips and just very gravely stares at you and holds out his hand.
And I'm gonna sort of start kind of running and shimmying backwards like this towards the nearby alley, and I'm, trying to provoke action.
He grabs one of his associates, the vest, pulls him close, like says something. It's like, gives him a bit of speed, and this guy's starting to walk towards you, just saying like, look, lady, like we got a thing scheduled, we don't have time for this. And so one of his entourage is approaching you, trying to be like, come on, like what are we even doing here, like give us the keys. And Ryan and the rest are clearly intent to proceed with their itinerary.
Interesting.
And you do sense a lack now, and this is an interesting, negative use of the power. That there's no like violent intent in the guy in the cap and the the utilitarian like outside clothes that all these guys have. There's no violence in this guy who's coming up to you like, you look, lady, like we're busy, like just give us the keys. Like he's not about to do anything bad anymore.
So the whole okay.
Yeah, everyone else still is. He's not though.
Oh, this one specifically.
Yeah, this one specifically, who's now about to try and convince you to give the keys back.
Got it. So that tells me that the intentions of violence are directed towards the building directly.
Elsewhere.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Okay.
We'll get to the van soon, guys.
Yeah, I think we should have. Yeah, we should have a second here for the van to kind of come into play, probably, because
let's say you consider your options, and we'll talk.
Yeah, we're weighing things. Yeah,
because you kind of have a lot going on.
Sure,
but you also have a lot of processing power to figure this out on the go. But the van. So street, you're making your way to where you're supposed to walk into the street and cause Nightingale to veer off, I think.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Driving along, smoking a fag, casually tapping out some nice little tune.
My plans literally were like taking a swig out like my half bottle of hooch, still wearing my sort of pissy vagrant clothes, to just sort of stagger out into the street like I don't really know where I am.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, we'll just deal with this because they're talking at the door. So, you're in position. You've made the guy who's in the suit looking very much the same as you saw him in Greenfeld. Doesn't have the rifle that was stolen from there. But yeah, striding very methodically towards the studio, as far as you can tell, on the opposite side of the street, maybe, because you're trying to divert, the car towards the other side of the street, presumably, unless you want to get hit too. But so Nightingale, give me a. We don't really need to roll for other stuff than who gets to go first here. So Nightingale. Give me a. Let me refer to this. So, initiative is the word.
Take me off the bench, boss. What's okay?
Yeah.
How do I roll initiative in this game?
It should be on your sheets, calculated.
Initiative. Oh, 5.
Yeah. So you roll 5.
Just 5 dice. All right. That's simple.
Whoa. Sorry, is this even a thing we rolled for? This is how we use this.
Is it just refer to, if someone with 5 goes on the 5?
Yeah, it might just be like this. You go on 5. Let me refer to this, and I
is it based on speed? Because there's speed rating in this, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, speed is definitely not something that you really roll for. Let me.
Yeah, so it might just be based on who has the higher speed and that kind of.
Here we go. At the beginning of the combat, you roll 1d10 and you add your initiative rating to it.
All right.
Which is based on your speed, I think, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So, roll 1d10, Matthew, and add
I
your.
can do that.
And then whoever's got highest goes.
Right. Oof.
So you've got 9 plus whatever your initiative rating is.
14. Now, I'm not saying this guy may have some BS in terms of speed and initiative. That's one off as the best I could possibly get.
I'm alright, man. If it all goes like a bit pear shaped, now I've got a quick door. I'll just be like, guns.
I'm just waiting for the doves to fly across the scene.
Yeah. The John Woo
The John Woo moment.
embed. So hopefully this works. He rolls a 1, but he gets plus 18 for his initiative.
That's literally the worst he can. That's the worst he can roll.
And this is why we didn't want to fuck with the angel.
Yeah, he's literally an angel of the God Machine. Of course, he gets plus 18.
Christ.
And it's
No,
one
it's just
step. Like there's 5 ranks of angels.
Yeah.
That can actually be sustained in physical reality for any length of time. And this guy is at 4.
Yeah.
Which we knew from before. So we are in fact talking about someone who's,
about as strong as we're going to probably see an angel, essentially. Yeah.
He is big spender is what we're talking here. So
does he jump on top of the van, run atop the roof, come back down it? Like, is he just like that?
actually comes into the van and steers you right. It's like, now, Muslim, be careful with the road.
Be more careful where you're driving.
He actually climbs into the van, like turns the engine off, like puts the brakes on, takes the keys out, says, "I think you've had too much," and then just walks off down the street.
Like,
yeah.
Now, you need to be careful when driving. No. So what happens is you execute your maneuver. Street is stumbling into the street. And you go, oh no, and you start veering off into
terrible.
the sidewalk. Now, it's curious what happens next, and I need to do some math here.
Does the van actually laugh at me?
No. Okay, this, and then
19.
yeah. Okay, so
I would have been more happy if he'd rolled like 10 plus his 8, because then, like,
yeah, it's a bit rude. Like, this is the angel showing off clearly. Rolls 1, still gets almost 20.
Still.
So the angel clocks you, head like barreling across the street, and something happens which results in you're clearly crossing lines, right? Like you're coming off like the very rightmost line, you're heading towards the left sidewalk, you're crossing lines here. But there's always an extra line for you. Like you can't actually cross onto the oncoming traffic on the other side. You find yourself on an extra line that was not there the last you looked, but it's now there, and the angle of your van is perfectly aligned.
Fine.
And you're just continuing down the street.
I think you've just been God machined.
Yeah, really. Jeez. Okay.
And yeah, indeed, I think it's probably you and Street because you're close enough together. Yeah, you get. Well, no, because it's not using Numina, but he is using his other angelic shit.
I feel like I brought an abacus to a supercomputer fight.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't prepare enough.
And the thing is as well, like it's a part of this is always going to be unknown because you just don't have the knowledge always to map everything out.
I've got to be
perfect. So good.
I've got to be perfectly honest with you guys. When I suggested the plan of like, oh, let's just get a van and like run it into the angel, I wasn't really expecting you all to jump at it so readily.
Well, clearly it doesn't matter what we do anymore.
You were like, yes,
so,
that man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say I will check it for my purposes next time, but you are free to siphon an ether each, Street and Nightingale, because the angel did indeed use its angelic powers here,
Okay.
and you're very close to it, and that's what happens.
That's some bullshit.
So what happens to the van is you continue, you miss. The angel put an extra line and your car is just on it. The angles make no sense at all because you were going diagonally, but
Did we
the
have a
line is
contingency?
there and you're continuing forward. And Street, you see the van like go down the street. It just makes no physical sense, but that's the higher reality that you guys were.
I'll
in
say
previously.
it doesn't surprise me that much because I'm like,
Yeah.
good God, machine did it.
Yeah, no, this is not like you. This is the kind of stuff you used to do.
Yeah.
So
It's like Matrix in Agent Smith. It's Neo Agent Smith. How do we combat someone who can just make reality do what he wants?
now you know that angels are very purpose built. You guys were too. That's that's almost half of your character sheet is you were built for this specific thing. Angels are built for more specific things than demons because you're kind of custom now. Like you're made with West Coast customs.
My angel.
But this angel is a very high rank, purpose built, specialist angel. There's no generalist shit going on here. So
No.
whatever this guy does is specific to its function. It doesn't have infinite access to guns if that's not part of the purpose. So whatever it's
backup
doing
plan.
is part of its purpose.
Challenge it to a chess match and hope that it's not like.
Probably not a chess angel. Like you could probably defeat it at chess. It doesn't probably know any rules.
Okay, I can't find the exact page at the minute, but my integrator thing where I can like study angels, given what it's just done, and like you say, angels are very specialised as we were. Would this enable me? Because I know my integrator.
There's your thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant!
it's the
Thank you.
agenda stuff. Yeah.
Lovely. So, what I'm wondering, because again, it's a bit woolly the way it's written. I know, shock horror. What I wanted to, because it's all about analysing and understanding behaviour of angels and looking at their weaknesses and whatever. Basically, through observing it and what it's just done, and it's just used power, and we've siphoned off some of that power. If I can, obviously, feel free to say no. I want to try and like work out almost like what sort of like flavour of angel it is, because if I know it's this sort of angel, that might tell me like what things it might be vulnerable to, or what could like throw it off its game, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so
because I know it gives me a +3 roll to like learn the Bane or a Ban, but it doesn't tell you like.
I think we can expand that list of things there to include. You can roll with +3 to understand what manifestation of angel this is. So I'm gonna say like probably wits or intelligence plus occult.
Okay, I do actually have some occult. So wits plus occult. I'll burn a willpower because why not?
I'm kind of surprised how narrow the definition of that is, but they sort of give you the idea that this was supposed to be very broad because you can learn the banes and whatnot.
And yeah, specifically, I'm trying to sort of work out what it is so I can think of any weaknesses or anything I might be able to use against it.
Yeah.
6 successes.
6 successes. That's exceptional. Right. Okay. What do we do with this then? Exceptional
He
angel
knows everything
empathy.
about this angel, including what it like ate for breakfast today.
So
Oh, hi, Steve. Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on?
Good while, bro.
Steve Angelson. It has all the hallmarks of a psychopomp. It's an angel that puts things in their rightful places. It is, I think you're probably with your exceptional success here. We're not going to go into the banes and whatnot because that wasn't a part of the thing here. But we're going to actually go into its influences. So you're kind of figuring out that this is an angel of some kind of logistical nature, aside from the manifestation of psychopomp, which is kind of that by nature. It's about things and movement. And this one specifically about the road. That's your this is an angel of roads when it comes to its influences.
Okay.
And it is indeed a psychopomp, so it's a wheel. They're kind of anti-social, I guess you would call it. Like there's usually not that much that they do with people necessarily. They're more about things and whatnot. But this person can tell roads what to do and how to exist, and probably can speak new roads into existence because it's so high rank.
Okay,
so it can probably do whatever it wants with roads.
So after I finish my stagger and I've sort of got out of the way because obviously I wasn't going to stand there and get run over. Now I know it's like an angel of roads and we're only trying to delay it. Obviously it's concerned with roads and everything being in its right place and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, if something were to happen to the road to like disrupt the perfect harmony and order of it, that might like slow it down while it corrected it or cause it to use its powers.
Reasonable assumption.
And all that's going to delay it. So what I want to do is I basically want to. So I presume there's buildings either side of the road.
Oh yeah, it's central Seattle.
Okay.
It's large buildings, both sides.
What I want to do is I'm going to look at the buildings around, so like duck into my alleyway, look at the buildings around, and I want to find a building that's preferably got like some sort of like large item of like furniture like near the window, like an office table or a setting.
Oh yeah, there's probably like there's cafes with couches and stuff.
And my plan there, which probably isn't that brilliant, is I want to activate one of my demon form bits, which will allow me to teleport to wherever I can see. Basically like teleport up into that window, and then I'm just going to crash whatever that large bit of furniture is through the window, like into the road, which presumably would disrupt traffic and other
probably cause problems.
Disrupt the system basically is what I'm trying to do, because I know that'll probably naz it off and might cause it to like slow down while it sorts it out. And
so there's a number of things that happen there. Curiously enough, Wash, you're busy otherwise, of course, but you don't hear like chaos down the street. But maybe you have other things on your mind. Yet, anyway, soon the street is gonna cause chaos, but
yeah. Yeah, nothing seems to be happening or going to according to whatever outline or skeleton of the plan that we had. And I'm sort of, it's the charming human expression, left with my ass hanging in the wind here. So
there's the guy's like, come on, lady.
Yeah, there's one thing I need to just check on very quickly, mechanically speaking. Come on now. You're fudging.
As we're doing this, by the way, as a side note to Nightingale, for the next minute, perfect green lights. And you find that you can't actually change the lane. You're going for a minute
right
perfectly. Seamless traffic.
So I'm sort of stuck in this
but you're stuck in the
zone.
lane.
Yeah.
So,
But it's only 1 minute.
A lot can happen in a minute.
Yeah, it can. But for you, it's perfect traffic.
And I'm going to be a minute away, aren't I?
Yeah, that's entirely the thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
Is there
I'm gonna text. I shouldn't. Well, I'm just gonna text.
Go on.
I'm gonna text Wash. In it's. I'm gonna say Dutch, and I'm gonna just be like, I seem to be stuck in a road that doesn't exist. We'll be back as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I'm not in any position to check my phone right now. And I just
put like a picture of an angel and a picture of a turd. And that's it.
Yeah, lovely. Like yeah, I'm not in any position to check my phone right now anyway, so I'll have to wait. Giannis, from my perspective, obviously I can read that the group of 5 still have a hostile intent.
Yes.
And I have sensed, or at least clocked onto the fact, obviously, that Gabriel is
probably clocked onto you.
Clocked onto me. But that's all that I can readily perceive about what they may or may not intend.
Yeah.
There's really no way for me to kind of know more than that.
No, unless you go pat them down for dangerous, like if we're thinking like bombs or weapons or whatnot. Then...
Yeah.
But they're not wearing like bomb vests or anything like over.
Yeah, like their body language is basically just that of people wanting to go into a building right now. So
Yeah, they're just trying to get to the studio as far as you can tell, but you know that there's more to that because you can read.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
I think I have to change tactics here, and go lean even harder into the courageous thing. Because all right, cool. I have a new plan then. I will toss the keys to the one that's asking for them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip off because there was an alleyway like right there. Whereas there's a fire escape not too far away. If I recall
Which we
correctly,
established.
we established last session. So yeah, I'm gonna skip away. Presumably no one follows me, right?
No, he just like catches them like,
Cool.
thank you. That's all we wanted, he says.
So weird. All right, these mountain people. All right, so I think what's gonna have to happen here is I'm gonna have to break into the studio. I'm gonna have to be inside and put myself right in the middle of what might happen if anything happens at all. So I will try to break into the building via the fire exit, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll take a bit of time as you like get
Yeah,
out.
I gotta move around. I gotta make
yeah.
sure I'm not being followed.
Yeah, but we know what's up with you, and we'll make the appropriate roll at the time. So, Street, you've got some important business to do.
So I've spent the aether that we siphoned off to activate a partial transformation of my demon form. Yeah. I'm activating my teleportation, so sort of like thin blue light veins, I suppose, like Tron style, like appear over me. And in human strength, like my muscles are now sort of like have like a metallic look to them. They're like bulging muscles. So I'm activating my human strength as well. And I'm basically going to teleport to the building with the furniture. So like a big sofa or something like that, or a desk, whatever's available. And then literally as I appear, I'm just going to use my now in human strength. So I've got like strength 4 now. I'm just going to, presumably it's one of those big like office sort of windows.
Yeah.
I'm just basically going to heave as much furniture as I can out through the window, so exploding glass everywhere on the road as well, and just like launch it into the middle of the road into traffic.
Right. So there's a couple things here which we are going to do. So this is a partial transformation. You paid for it, right?
Yep.
Now we need to do the compromise roll here.
Yep,
So
no
you're
problems.
using 2 of your abilities, right?
Yeah, because I've got the versatile transformation.
And how many do you have that you're not using?
Okay, let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6.
6. Okay, and your cover is 2?
2, yep.
So we're looking at +6. -1 from your cover, so we're at 5. And really the only other thing here is that the angel is right there.
Yeah.
So that's -4. So it's your wits plus manipulation +1.
Okay.
And the angel minus is its rank.
So I'm just doing rolling manipulation, wits -1.
+1.
+1. Okay.
Yep.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, so your the character has come through the compromise intact. He might be spooked by the close call, but he can cope. Choose one of the following conditions: guilty, shaken, or spooked. Alternatively, you can roll for a temporary glitch.
Give me that temporary glitch.
All right. Okay. For glitches,
I'm never going to turn down a glitch.
So, roll your primum.
Okay, so 2d10.
2. Yeah.
2d10.
No, yeah, because it's a temp. Yeah, no. Okay, so you got 2 successes, and you can roll the one. It's a 10, so you can roll that again.
Don't mind if I do.
Or rather, need to. Okay.
Just 2. That'll do.
Just 2. Okay. So it's a major temporary glitch. Interesting.
Love it.
It will last 2 scenes. Okay. So last time we had you have a brand that caused burnt copper
I
smell.
like the smell of like burnt copper and metal.
Yeah. So this is teleportation and strength. I think. Mhm. I think what we'll do is we'll continue with the brand because that was what we did last time as well. And
Yeah,
this
that's
is the
fine.
thing we can discuss as well. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
be
it's all
me
good.
coming up with this, but I'm thinking let's go with the brand again, and because the teleportation thing causes these blue lines on you, right?
Yeah, like it's like I said, that Tron style, the light
Yeah.
lines.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, because what I was looking
Oh,
at here.
I was gonna make a suggestion since we're going on like the copper theme. The inhuman strength, it says that like, oh, maybe your muscle fibers are like metallic or whatever. So what if I've got like a copper sheen on like my skin, so the skin looks like metal?
Yeah. We can go with that. Yeah, like a actual metallic sheen on your skin.
Yeah, so I look like I'm made of copper effectively.
Yeah, you're a street performer or a statue.
Or one of those street performers who pretends to be a statue.
Yeah, or a demon.
Or a demon, right?
So this is going to be a major problem. Being with people now for the next two scenes, it's going to be bad times probably because
That's fine. I'm not planning on hanging around in this office after I've just appeared in there and like hoofed a load of stuff out the window.
And I don't mean like it's going to be media compromised things. People are going to be like, "Are you okay?" Like we need to call the ambulance here because you look unhealthy. But you've got that going now, and you indeed manifest, and you teleport. Now, if that is spending ether,
Yeah.
You can do that, and then we'll just do it. Like we don't need to roll for the rest.
Well,
of it.
I don't have to spend ether specifically to do the teleport. It's just
Yeah. Okay. Good. So you teleport, and you start tossing furniture out of this office.
Well, like I say, more my idea is rather than just like lobbing individual things. Basically, if there's like one big piece of furniture, like a desk or a sofa, I'm going to pile as much rubbish on top of that as I can. Then I'm just going to push the whole lot in a
push
water
that
through the
away.
window.
Okay. Yeah. So you've made this office furniture bomb, and you crash it through a window, falls down, and it does indeed cause chaos. Now we're at close to 2 a.m., but it's Friday night, so there's a reasonable amount of traffic going on. You crash this sofa with house plants, all this stuff into the street in central Seattle. There's tires are screeching. Now there's chaos sounds for Wash, but you're around the corner, so maybe you don't have visual anyway. But yeah, indeed you cause a true problem in traffic. People hit their brakes. There's some crashing into each other. The speeds aren't extremely high here, but there's some cars crashing indeed. And this is quite astute, as indeed watching from the broken window, which you probably realize, oh, you need to make yourself scarce.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be hanging out at the window, but from the glimpse that you take, you do see our friend in the suit reorient to step off the sidewalk into the street. So
Yeah,
change course. Which
my
didn't
plan
happen
is,
before.
as he's dealing with that, just to like go back through the building and then like make my way out as quickly as possible.
Yep.
I like
That isn't-
pull my like coat up and like my hat down or whatever, trying to hide the fact that I look like I'm made out of metal, and then I'm just going to move as quickly as I can. So if I can, because I've still got the inhuman strength, if I need to do like superhero leaps to like get down more quickly, I will do. Obviously not when there's like mad loads of people watching.
I think it's probably a case of you find the staff stairwell, you give the door a kick, and then you come down.
Yeah, like if there's like a fire escape or anything, just hoof the door
Yeah.
open and then like
Yeah,
shimmy
it's,
down
It's
the
not
fire
a problem making your exit, especially with your demonic strength.
As I'm sort of heading down, I'm going to like take out my phone and I'm going to send a message to like the group WhatsApp, probably in like Slovakian, and it's just going to say was forced to improvise.
Okay, so Wash, you're at the top of this fire escape. You're looking at the the door and you're figuring out how can I do this so that I don't just like crash this thing inside and they're gonna notice this and all that. You're planning your entrance and you get the text from Street saying was forced to improvise.
Yeah. I see both texts from both Nightingale
Mhm.
and Street, and then I text back improvising away. Like I'm in the same boat, so it's not really going to the script. So
I like to imagine in that sort of like dramatic film style, it'll be like you get like bing. It looks like it says like forced to improvise, and the distance here is like.
yeah, I'm just like, that's the night we're having.
Mhm.
So
I just text back stuck in traffic.
yeah, so
you're,
I mean,
you're literally
you
stuck
literally
in
are traffic, right? Yeah, Jesus.
You know what? I love this session. I love that our whole plan was to do the thing to a guy who can control the thing that he's. That,
It was
is
the one
perfect.
thing that he could just decide like no.
Nah.
I believe they call that the fog of war.
Yeah. To be fair, we had no idea what sort of angel he was
That's
at the
it.
time. So
That's
we
entirely
couldn't
it.
have had. So,
And that's kind of the terrifying thing as well. Like trying to throw down with demons, you absolutely do not know what they will. Throwing down with angels, rather, you don't know what they're gonna do because they might just be like, "I cannot be hurt," and you're trying to shoot me.
right.
So, how are we gonna proceed, my dude? Because
Anyway,
you'll get another text shortly afterwards, which will say, "I've caused incident. May delay target. Not for long though."
well, I at this point I'm trying to get into the building, so I'm going to focus on that
So
task.
you can roll your I think Dex larceny.
Dex larceny again. Yeah, that makes the most sense. But I have no more willpower at the moment. But I'm really scumming for it right now. So
yeah, you can have your thing because you were being all kinds of
oh, brazen. Oh,
basically,
okay.
you dashed in at the end of last session. Basically, just like, oh, we're gonna improvise from now on.
Can I have one for hasty? I'm gonna teleport into that building and push a load of
Yeah,
stuff
I feel that's appropriate too.
That's-
Yeah, definitely.
That's fine.
Sweet.
I'm gonna say the opposite for Nightingale. Actually, here, you were fucking around in the whole, studio space, and this is like live game design here. So Nightingale, if you want to spend your one willpower, we can say you did something to help Wash here. So whatever that might be, whether it's like, oh, I left the thing unlocked and you can just come in from the fire escape or something else.
I think it's the unintended consequence of me knocking over that yogurt machine is that they, for example, opened up the janitor like area and forgot to lock it again or something like that, like to clean it up. Something magical.
Maybe they left the door propped open because the smell of spilt yogurt.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, that granola yogurt really smells when it goes off.
I was thinking like, yeah, you spilled the yogurt, but then the janitor came in and had to use the good stuff to get it out of the carpet.
Yeah.
And the people wanted to air the place.
Air it out, yeah.
Yeah, but
it
just came upon me. So if you want to spend your point, we can say that this is true.
Absolutely, I'm a team player. I want to help out my fellow demon. Hopefully, he's not going to eat the guy's heart, and we're all going to be chasing the god machine. Yeah. But if he does, at least he's achieved his aspiration.
No, I changed the aspiration. So we're good on eating hearts for now.
So Wash, you go in and you're like, oh, I'm gonna pop this lock. I think this way.
Okay.
And you notice, oh, actually, and you stick your finger in and you give it an experimental tug, and it doth open for you.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna. So then, instead of rolling Dex Larceny, I will be rolling Dex Stealth because I want to approach. I want to try to get into the studio, find an advantageous position. I need to be able to leap into action, whatever that action is going to be, preferably unseen and preferably unknown, because obviously we're not trying to blow covers here.
Yep.
I will veil my face again, just on the off chance that they get a good look at me, but I'm not really concerned about the employees so much as the mountain men people. So let's see, it's Dex and Stealth. Where's my stealth? Oh, come on, there we go. Big money. Hoping for big money here. Do the roll. Yes.
Yeah,
Very
that's good money.
one shy of exceptional, but I'll take it.
It's still good, still good. So
Still good.
you're hidden. So I'm gonna say, well, it's gonna be like behind some office stuff.
I just need to be able to see and hear essentially, and be able to, like I can't be in a closet like down the hallway where I won't be able to interact.
No, I think it's gonna be a corner of the office at the back, next to the recording area where they have the soundproof.
Cool. Oh, where the booth is. Yeah.
So you're
Cool.
you're in like the corner opposite to the booth where there's basically they treat it like a storage space. So there's like dividers and unused chairs and all that.
Sure.
So you're hid amidst the storage.
Safely ensconced. That very good.
Yeah.
So what do I see anything? I mean, are the mountain?
Yep, they're prepping. They're prepping, and by this
nothing
point,
else is going on.
Probably, because you took a bit because you were climbing.
Yeah, I had to kind of climb around.
Yeah. So they're filing in currently. The Ryan and his cohort.
And
so
they're no guns are drawn or anything like that.
No. They're being greeted by Toby Green, much as you were, and you can see him put up fist bump, to which Ryan just looks at the fist, and Green is just like, wow.
Fantastic.
Basically they're coming in, and they're being taken care of. They're prepped for, okay, we're gonna do this. Our booth isn't large enough, so we can't fit all of you in at the same time. So a couple of you need to be here, but don't worry, we've got yogurt. There's some yogurt. Drinks in the cooler, and they're basically saying Ryan and 2 extras can come into the booth with them. So they're going to fit in 2 hosts, Ryan and 2 of Ryan's friends, into the booth. And the other 2 are going to have to sit outside because the booth isn't large enough. But that's you can hear all this going on. So they're very much prepping for the show, which is supposed to start at 2 a.m. now.
All right. And what time is it at the moment? How much time do we have left?
Let's actually roll for this, because I haven't really. We're doing timey-wimey stuff. So I'm going to roll 1d15, as you do. 2 minutes to, not midnight, but 2 minutes to 2.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess at this point, all I can do is wait and respond. So.
Right. Okay, Nightingale. It's a red light. You can turn back now.
Okay, turn it around. So I'm going to get back probably with a minute to spare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I should warn you, traffic's probably going to be a bit ropey in the area when you get back.
You turn back. There's some kind of a traffic accident, apparently. You can see your suited friend there, and there's an effort to sort that whole thing out.
Do you know what would make some traffic problems if suddenly there was a hole in the universe?
Probably. But what you've essentially, what we're talking about here, and let's be explicit about this as players. Mr. Street, by way of John's ingenuity and quick thinking, has basically figured out the ban of the angel here. Ordinarily, this wouldn't happen, but this was indeed the ban, and you'll get that one for free because you figured it out for free. So this is indeed an actual ban of this angel.
But it can't leave road damage unattended.
It can't leave before this shit is sorted.
Right. So.
And it's sorting the shit as we speak.
So, in fact, our plan wasn't totally a bust. It led to at least useful information.
Like John hit the thing. Right in the forehead.
Watching me get
you are welcome.
Done over.
Sorry, Matthew, what was that?
So watching me get absolutely done over. It wasn't even a contest. You know, there wasn't a role. There wasn't a suggestion. I'm just
See, now-
you know on a magical journey.
Nightingale, what I'm thinking now is if you're on the way back and obviously like traffic's a bit gridlocked because of this problem,
there's a little
like
problem?
if you like ran into the back of one of these cars which bumped into another, that would obviously escalate the chaos that they're trying very hard to sort out. And
I mean, that would.
we know this angel
I
like
mean, I've just seen green lights. I mean, there's no more green lights. There's no more red lights for me. Hop, hop.
so basically the longer we can keep this chaos going, the longer the angel's gonna have to stay around trying to sort it out.
You might have to text me this because I'm in a van on the street on the road.
Yeah, well, I was texting you on in the group chat anyway, so to tell you that I'd caused a distraction to like, delay the angel. So I'm assuming it doesn't take a great leap of logic to be like mo distraction equals mo delay. Especially when you arrive and you're like, oh, he's still here. He's not just blown it off and walked past.
It's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're stuck in traffic again. But this time you can actually do something about it if you want to.
Yeah, I want to try and cause a bit of an accident, but I don't want to kill a bunch of random people. You know what I mean? I don't want to slam them.
Mhm.
Well, I want to. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wait till I get a bit closer to where I need to be,
Mhm.
and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna light a cigarette. I'm gonna take it, and I'm just gonna accidentally drop it on the floor.
Mhm.
Go to pick it up and kind of just and kind of push the car in front of me into the next car and hope I can shank.
What are we doing? You're using a car as a weapon?
But basically, as he gets to like the scene of the accident, he's going to like rear end one of the other cars, so that like there'll be that whole thing, you know, with the cars getting knocked forward, they hit the one in front, basically to extend the duration and the chaos of the accident.
But I don't want to do it too early because then it just means the cars in front could still move. You know, I've got to wait until I get close enough to affect out of front.
Okay.
Yeah, if the angel, this guy now just goes, oh, I can just put you back on another road and just send me on my merry way. Don't do it, man. Don't do it, man. Don't send me off into.
Hopefully, he's a bit distracted at the minute.
Yeah, he's dealing with some shit now. So I don't think we need to roll. So you complete your plan to extend the chaos, and it is extended. And you are indeed witnessing. Are you leaving your van there?
Staying in it for now.
Right. Okay. So as you're there with like, the person in the car before you is like, hey, what, like screaming out from the car window at you, like, because you crashed into his car. You're also witnessing like, oh, okay. So somehow through this traffic, these ambulances are getting in. Like there's access somehow facilitated. Like you start noticing on the other side of the traffic accident, closer than they should have gotten because of the wreckage here.
How did they get here?
The fire department arrives, seemingly not very hampered by the whole thing here. Somehow they get very close to the site of the problem.
Can I see our angelic lollipop lady?
Yeah, standing sort of to the side, but in the street. But yeah, there's apparently rescue services have sort of unrestricted access to ground zero. They shouldn't, because they are also driving cars, but they somehow fit in quite well.
Yeah.
And people are being rescued, taken care of, put into ambulances.
It's getting close to showtime.
I've got an idea. This may not be a great idea, but
I love it when it's a bad idea.
So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of going to like a telephone box or something like that. We can use any language, I'm thinking of like calling in a bomb threat.
Are you taking it to 11? I see. Okay.
Jesus Christ! All right.
Calling like a bomb, because obviously we've got the emergency services and whatever there, and they're just going to start sorting this stuff out. However, if they're like, oh, we've got to get the bomb squad in first before we can do this, that will obviously delay those efforts.
You could even take it up a notch and say that you saw a guy matching the description of
No,
Gabriel.
my plan is to literally ring in, pretending to be some sort of, like the police, pretending to be some sort of like religious fanatic using like an appropriate accent
Okay.
and language, and I'm basically going to ring in and be like, oh yes, we have caused this accident, and soon you will all be engulfed by fire, and basically ring in like a credible bomb threat so that they at least have to take it slightly seriously. Because then, at the very least, they'll have to like pause while they get people in to like, investigate.
This show is going to have so much material at 2 o'clock. Just outside its door.
Okay, so Mr. Street, are you doing that? Are you
Yeah, why
calling
not?
The,
Why not?
the popo? Okay.
Yeah.
We don't really need to roll for that. So you put in the bomb threat with what words?
Okay, so like I say, obviously I'll use I'll mix in words of an appropriate language to make them think that I am whatever like the religious fanatic du jour is at the time in this area. You know, I'll throw in a bit of like, oh, you know, your Western imperialist society will fall before a rain of fire. The carnage in this place is only the first step. When our bomb explodes shortly, you will witness our true wrath.
Really playing on those post 9/11
Yeah, exactly,
then,
yeah.
are we? Okay, very good.
I'm basically going for like
Christ.
I am the stereotypical terrorist.
Yeah.
So pushing all the buttons.
The conservatives back home love you.
So, yeah, we don't need to roll for that. That's a slam dunk.
But plus as well, I've handily got like a lot of knowledge about like military stuff, so
Literally
I can drop in a few
border
military
red
sounding
buttons and
words.
You roll your face against the
Yeah,
red button
basically.
board.
So presumably you're talking about this area because you're trying to get the bomb squad to come here.
Yeah,
right?
because I'm guessing that obviously I don't know this out of character, but I'm guessing if they get like a credible bomb threat for an area, they'll probably pull the emergency services back until they can get someone down to like investigate it. Which obviously they will do, and they'll shibby straight through because of like the Angel of Roads will sort it out. But they've still got to get there, and that's still going to take some additional time.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to buy us as much time as I can.
Yeah, and that's entirely fine. So okay, Nightingale, and Wash, the show is starting. They're doing their thing. You're still picking up hostile intent from the appropriate individuals, but they're starting their show. The jingles have been played, and now they're doing their spiel of we're going to do this expose on these celestial creatures that our guests are going to be talking about. But they're starting that. As far as right now, you're not really like nothing's going off here for the moment. Anyway,
All right.
so we'll get back to you as soon as we figure out what Nightingale does when it's going to be beat cops who are going to go from car to car, just like knocking on windows and doors. It's like, sir, you need to go. Like, take your like registration papers and whatnot. Like, you need to go. There's a situation.
I don't really want him to look inside this van.
What they're saying is like you take your papers, sir, and you proceed
Leave.
that away because there's a situation that away. And you hear sirens in the distance of other officials.
I'm just a young, idealistic guy trying to make his way in the world. If the cops tell me to go, obviously I'll comply. But when they're out of shot, I'm going to flip them off because fuck the man.
Yeah.
And I have to really just follow like I would, and get out of the way.
So yeah, basically what happens is like people who were close to the scene, as far as law enforcement and whatnot, are called and like, oh, you need to like get everyone who is not a part of this shit show out of there right now, because we know the location of where this is. You're more in the back, because you were a newer arrival. And yeah, so they're pulling people out of the cars that don't need to be there, and where do you go on foot now? You're being told that don't go that way. There's a situation there that we're going to deal with. You can come back for your car later.
Oh, it asked me to get out the car. Just get
Yeah,
out and go.
it's
Oh, I
like
thought I could
leave.
drive away.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because
That's right. So I'm going to get out and I'm going to move away from the building, kind of crisscross the street so I can still see the building. I'm considering my options right now, and I'm just going to obviously message my two fellow Big Ds and in German, be like
D squad.
had to leave vehicle. Enforcement arrived. What is your situation? Do you need me on site?
I'll text back saying, in some random language, rang in bomb threat to further delay target. I am now proceeding on foot to station because I'm heading towards where, like, I think Wash is, in case Wash requires any backup, because I don't think I can much further extend this chaos here. Not without, like, possibly putting lots of people in danger, and I generally want to avoid that if at all possible.
Same.
So Nightingale and Street, you can basically be where you want. There's gonna be a rather hard lockdown very soon next to the office building where this chaos is going on, but that's like a block away.
Yeah, I literally made the bomb call and then I was heading towards where Wash is.
Yeah, so
I'm going to get about a block or two away and try and get on top of a building so I can get eye line to this tower place.
So you just want to get onto a roof so that you can
just
look
so I
at...
can see it, because I can get there in an instant if I need to.
Okay, so give me a dexterity athletics.
I was going to go with streetwise, but that's fair. Okay.
I mean, it's the streets or the roof.
It's the streets of the roof. Dexterity athletics, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Where is the... Okay. Come on, demon, you can do it. Oh, damn it. Here we go.
Oh no, here we go. Okay, 3 successes. Okay, so you're on one of the buildings here, some
doing
high
the whole-
balcony or
The
roof.
Batman thing, hunkered down, looking.
Yeah, you're on top of the gargoyle, looking like a gargoyle, and you can watch the studio now. Wash, you know from the text messages that basically Street and Nightingale are kind of standing by.
Yeah, I'll be, keep my eyes open, but I'll be texting as well. I'll just be like, I'm inside the studio, waiting for something to happen. Nothing so far, all clear, kind of a thing. Because so far, nothing's happening. We're starting to get confused about our friend Dozen Dimes here. If you put us on a wild goose chase or something, huh?
So the program is indeed going on, and of course you can listen to it if you want.
I mean, I think I should, because I think that nothing physically hostile has happened, but intent to be hostile can be more than physical, obviously. So perhaps maybe something that they're going to say or do on during the show. So I have to be ready to intercede. I think, just in case.
I think if it's possible as well to, like you pick up like digital radio on your phones. If I can do that and have like the cheap headphones you get with your mobile phone, like have one of those earpieces in, so I can also be listening along in case like anything goes seriously wrong during the broadcast. I'm sort of going to position myself outside in case Wash needs any backup.
So the program continues. They do a bit of banter at the start. Seems fairly normal. So about the character of Ryan and his associates, they're sort of like a bit, gruff. short with their words, kind of a little bit reserved. But maybe that's also because this isn't really their kind of scene. They come from out east. They're, for all intents and purposes, they look like a hunting club. Like that's what they do, and they spend a lot of time in the woods. So they go through this bit where the hosts, Toby Green, and let me pull out the other here, Gail Vega. They basically start out like,
Okay, so Mr. Ryan, I have to ask, Mothman, real or not?
and then Ryan's like, so first of all, we're on the wrong coast. So it's like, okay, what about Bigfoot then? And you get the list of urban legends, like, is this real? Like, because you're out there where these things happen. And they sort of have a bit of a laugh and a lot of like brushing off that. And then 10 minutes in, like and they put in like ad breaks and maybe play a piece of music as well. 10, 15 minutes in, they start their actual segment, the expose on our celestial frenemies, as told by the men from the mountain. And Ryan starts that, prompted by the hosts. I was like, okay, so aliens. And Ryan responds, aliens, indeed. Now, listener, says Ryan, you're probably thinking of whatever stupid thing they're calling them these days, reptiloids, reptiles, snake people. That's not what we're talking about here. That's some children's imagination run amok and taken by adults. This is not that. This is something that goes much deeper. And this is more prevalent. And do realize they don't need to be the president or whatever highly placed official that you think is scary to be subverted by aliens. We're talking about aliens that could be literally anyone at any point in time. And they can also, well, we're getting ahead of myself here a little bit. And then the hosts are like, no, just, this is great. Keep going. Ryan continues like, it's been, well, some months ago, a year now, I think. And his friends are nodding along. And please, at any point, guys, if you want to do something, just let me know. Ryan says, I became aware of the fact that we as a species are being infiltrated by things that look exactly like us, but are in no way human creatures, human beings. Even if they have flesh and blood, the difference is, I'm not a scientist, I was in real estate. But selling houses is a bit of seems like a poor joke when you start realizing, when you start seeing the true cogs behind the machinery of the world.
When he says that, and I've obviously been listening this entire time, and the realization has dawned on me what is probably about to happen here. Whether this Ryan knows it or not, whether he thinks it or not, he's basically about to expose us all in the consciousness of people. And that's what this infrastructure is designed to do, to modify people's consciousness. So if everyone thinks that their slightly strange neighbor is infiltrated by aliens all of a sudden, but they're actually a demon, that's new Inquisition, witch hunts, all that. He's basically trying to blow up our spot, basically. So, as much as I don't want to have to do this, I'm going to pull out my 9mm, the untraceable one that doesn't really exist.
Yep. Yeah, the one that comes from factory.
Yeah, exactly. It comes from unknown factory land. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the 9mm. I mean, I'm not that far away, so and they don't know that I'm here, so
no one's trying to be shot at currently.
Yeah. I want to just want to try to blow his head off, basically.
Huh? I think, and it's only because he's a little bit special, but he's not a like a wizard or anything.
Yeah, of course.
It's just for the exercise of it. Let's do a Dex firearms thing just to see how
just to see how badly I or not I roll.
Yeah, because basically the only thing here is like if it's a total shit show, then
right. Then
that's the only thing that matters. Right?
Sure. Well, let's hope it's not a total shit show. Oh, okay, that's one success.
It's not. So I think that's not like a brain pan hit. I think that's it goes through the.
I want to be as precise as possible.
Yeah, and it gets him in the face. It doesn't blow out his brain, but it gets him in the face. The bullet goes through the soundproof glass, and it gets him in the cheek, just obliterating like half of his face. Because it goes in like diagonally, because it turns his face just the right way and just like annihilates his cheekbone and like half of his face, and it's just like in his eyes just in shock as he falls down in his chair in the studio. There's no question, he's gone. He's gonna gurgle for a little bit, but he's finito. There's that sense of rain coming, sort of charge pressure moment where nothing moves. Nightingale, you can see this happening from the roof top position that you're in. You can see that something's just happened in the studio. Probably Ryan is like falling from his chair. Clearly not like, oh, that was an accident. No, it's like he's being thrown off his chair. If you want to do something, you are free to do so.
I don't know what's just happened. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. But okay, if you don't have any immediate thing, we're just wash.
I don't have any immediate. I'm just kind of like trying to figure out what just happened.
So I will holster the weapon. I will wipe away a single tear from my eye, and I will attempt to exit the building.
You
quietly.
know the way.
Yeah.
Because
so presumably I can sneak in, sneak out now. But
So you leave as people slowly realize what just happened. And as you're just about to slide down the fire escape ladder. It's one of those where it's stairs more than ladders, but the first bit is a bit of a ladder.
Sure.
So you slide down to the first base where you can continue down with stairs, and you hear more gunshots from the studio space as you make your way down. It sounds like handguns, not like high powered weapons or anything.
Well, the staff in there were all just infrastructure anyway, right? I don't really feel bad about that. But
I mean, that's a call, really. Then we don't.
So I'm gonna disappear into the city streets. as much as possible, because I'm presuming at this point I can hear and see all the nonsense that's going on the main street with all the bomb squads and emergency trucks.
Yep.
So I'm going to go the opposite direction
Yeah.
of that.
Probably a good call.
And as I'm walking, filled with this sort of the dread purpose, really, of what has transpired, I will text the group. I will let them know that the situation has been resolved and that we should meet up as soon as possible elsewhere.
I will ask. Was it a successful? Did the story end the way you expected? As if I'm asking you the opinion of a book.
I will say in Russian, back to the chat, I will say the story had a twist ending that wasn't very happy.
Those are the best ones.
Just
not really.
Street, you're listening in.
I was going to say, yeah, just
you can hear
I'm still
gunshots.
listening in to the radio broadcast on my phone. So
Gunshots, and you can tell which guns these are. They're 9mm handguns.
He's the gun nut, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, it's the radio waves are filled with. It's not like a firefight, but there's 6 shots.
Okay, so I'm assuming, and please correct me if I'm wrong with that. I heard like the initial shot and like Gabriel screaming as he was like, "Rah!"
Yeah, it's like.
Did I hear any like shouts or vocalizations that give me an indication of who's like drawn the rest of the pieces and it's like shooting up the place?
You're getting the idea that it was Gabriel's friends who had guns.
And does it sound like they've just like opened up on like everyone in the building?
Not everyone in the building, but in the immediate studio.
All right, I'll have less of that.
From their perspective, it makes sense, but
it's not just though, is it?
Yeah, because their friend was just about to lay down the facts of this celestial conspiracy of aliens, and now he's been assassinated. Oh no, that's not gonna fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna start making my way into the building.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're free to do so, of course. You can see if you're lurking around in the alley where because you scoped it out.
Yeah.
You can probably see Wash leaving. You can go up if you want to.
Yeah, I'm basically up the fire escape. Like last time I went up the fire escape to get near to the area, so I want to take the same route. And literally, my only aim going in is to like stop these guys, like just blatantly murdering everyone. Because don't get me wrong, I'm down with like what Wash did. We had to take this guy out. That's fine. But if that's then going to result in all these other people who are just like doing their office job getting taken out, I'm not quite so down with that.
Obviously, he's not, clearing this on anyone, because Wash would make the point, if he was, that these aren't really people.
Neither are we.
Obviously, I'm not responding.
Who knows? They might not actually be people.
I've just heard the shots, and like there's been like a rare cosmic alignment of my hasty and just.
Yeah, really, right?
Virtue and vice.
I smell.
So, yeah, because I'm like, I've got to act quick. There's shooting going on, and also, I know that his mates were like packing, and they've just opened up on people. So I can't just let them like annihilate all these people. So my plan is to basically go in and try and stop that.
Okay, so you make it up there.
Looking like a big bronze man. With muscles of copper.
I am Hercules. So you get up there. Quick survey of the damage. Hosts dead. So Toby Green and Gail Vega shot in the studio. And currently... there's 4, because the 5th one is actually still outside in the street, waiting for the rest to come back down.
It's going to be waiting a long time.
You know what we need in this case? We need a merciless gunman.
Yeah. So as you come in and start to activate your merciless gunman, you see 4 individuals who are trying to batter their way in to Francesca Miller's office. And you can hear a woman shouting from the office, is like pleading for her life.
So, from my quick assessment of the situation, does it sound like they're trying to get in to get at the woman and she's trying to keep them out? Is that
Yeah,
what it sounds
yeah.
like?
The idea is there's the office, and there's the door, and there's 4 guys trying to kick the
Right.
door in. Which
And as far as I'm concerned, for right or wrong, like Francesca Miller is the infrastructure. She's like the nadir of the infrastructure.
Francesca Miller's office is where you guys found the linchpin.
Yes.
No one's ever seen
Linchpin, that
Francesca
was it,
Miller.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Must be
linchpin
one
is
of
in
the
there.
other staff, basically, that ran in
Yep.
there.
So basically, quick draw, pistols out. The
Yeah.
the guys trying to break into the office. They get. I'm assuming they're like Gabriel's guys.
Yeah,
not
they're
just like,
Gabriel's hunting friends. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting it.
Yeah. Cool. Give us a merciless gunman
Okay.
to cap this show off. Literally.
Sorry, I was just checking the rolls. Okay, so yeah, why not spendable power? So Dex, firearms. I get +2 from my pistol, specialization and whatnot, plus another 3, so +5 altogether.
I'm thinking it's probably gonna go poorly for these guys.
It's only 1 success.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's probably what we need, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So what's the
Okay, hold on a
result of that?
second.
They
Let me
get
just
taken
check.
out, I guess.
Da-da-da-da-da. I kill a number of targets equal to the damage rating of the gun plus the number of successes rolled, so that's 4.
Yep. So you bust in. You quickly look at look to your left from the fire escape. You note the 2 dead hosts on top of the broadcasting equipment, and of course you see Gabriel Ryan with his face blown off as well. And you turn around, flip out your pistol, and just mow these guys down at the door of Francesca Miller, and silence descends. You hear shrieking from the office because maybe the person is figuring, oh, they're going to shoot me now through the door, and this is terrifying. So you hear the shrieking, but the shrieking stops once the bullets don't come into the office.
Okay, now, is there anyone who can directly see me at the minute?
No. There's
Sweet.
aside from Nightingale, if you're still lurking in the, and it's a light show in the studio because there's guns going off like there.
But basically, what I want to do is I want to, like, duck into the shadows, change into, like, my detective cover, then basically I'm going to bang on the door and I'm going to hold up, like the sort of dodge, like, FBI pass we took off the guy. I'm going to hold it up with, like, my fingers over the picture, like the sort of generic Oman picture. And I'm just going to, like, if there's like a little window or something on the door, or if not, I'll, like, with my strength, I'll push the door open a bit so they can just, so I'm not breaking in, but just so they can see
Yeah,
the
and
thing.
that's the thing as well, because you briefly thought for a fraction of a second, like, 4 guys kicking an office door, like that's not something that is supposed to happen. It should
Yeah,
have broken
exactly.
down. You can't budget even with your demonic
that's
strength
fine.
up, and well, you look down and you see there's a slit below if you want to slide it down.
I'm not going to
Below the
slide it
door.
all the way through, but I'm just going to, like, half push it through so they can
Yeah.
see, like, it's like an FBI
Yeah.
badge. And I'm just going to say, oh, this is Agent Roberts. Your building's been attacked. We're going to contact the emergency services. You're safe for the moment. Stay in the office and barricade yourself in.
Yeah, you hear a woman's voice say, like, "Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I don't think I can feel my legs, so I won't be opening the door. If that's okay."
I'm going to say, and then I'm just again trying to cover wash. I'm going to say, oh, it looks like that guy who was talking on the show pulled out a gun and started shooting people along with his
Yeah, that's what
companions.
happened. Yeah, that's what happened. That's why I dashed in here.
Nice. As soon as she
I know
says
I'm not
that,
supposed to be here,
I'm
but
going to go stay in here. I'm going to put in a call for backup. My basic
officer.
plan is to then make my way out of the building, make sure there's no other, like, gun-toting, like, Gabrielites knocking about.
Yeah.
And once I get outside, again, call box, anonymous phone call, different accent, and I'm just going to be like, oh, I've heard shots in the radio building. And then if necessary, I'll, like, hold the thing away from myself and, like, just to like
Classic.
get them moving. Then I'm just gonna rip the phone out of its thing. So if they come there, like I'll do the like, oh my god, they're coming towards me, and then I'm just gonna take off into the darkness and make myself scarce.
Wonderful. Okay, Nightingale. Anything you want to contribute to this
I mean,
play?
I'm just gonna try and call. I'm gonna try and call Wash.
Okay. By the way, Wash. We need to roll a compromise here. Because there was murder.
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 Also, I had a question about, but it depends on whether or not this any of this generates experience for us to get a finding keys check rolled out.
Oh, I thought about that earlier about witnessing the angel.
Well, we basically everything we've done tonight revolves around this angel and the situation and schematics, and
The
so
angel did me overwhelmed.
if we generate any experience from this at all, for each point of that, we should be able to roll at least once. So
So and this is
Looking forward to
actually
that,
tied
hopefully.
to that. So your compromise comes at the moment of the murder
that's fine.
of Gabriel Ryan and your inside infrastructure, which also counts. So you can, if you want to, you can fail this dramatically
Which would I get experience for
and
that,
get 2
obviously.
XP for it.
And then get 2 rolls out of it.
Yeah, it's going to be glitch-tastic, but
So what would be the so you remind me what's the consequence?
Don't fear the glitches, man. They're amazing.
I already have one, and
so let's see. This is compromise. Okay, compromise. So if you dramatically fail your compromise, the demon's cover has been damaged severely, perhaps beyond repair. For a moment, the god machine or its agents know exactly where the character is. Lose a dot of cover and choose from the following conditions: blown, betrayed, or hunted. Alternatively, you may make 2 permanent glitch rolls, and you get 1 XP for choosing to fail dramatically and 1 for the dramatic failure itself. So
and I get basically, but when they say make 2 permanent glitch rolls, that means you're getting 2 glitches, right? That
we're making,
or is that to see if you get
that's
the
not
glitches?
that's not a given.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm trying to verify.
Yeah.
I'm building up my Maria cover. I just added points to it. I don't feel like taking a hit on that at the moment. So let's do it. Let's fail. Let's critically fail. Let's do this, and I'll take my chances. What is the roll for the 2 checks for the glitches? What do I got to roll?
So for glitches,
like primum plus whatever.
We're rolling primum, and it's at -2 because they're permanent glitches. So that puts you at a chance die. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically, yeah, correct.
And if I'm remembering correct, you rolled previously with a dramatic failure on this, and one of those results was a +2 to your next glitch roll, if I'm not entirely mistaken.
Yes, I believe you're right. So I add 2 dice. Then.
Yeah, basically you roll with actual dice.
Oh wow, that's lovely.
For the first one, and then
yeah. Well, I'll take it, right?
So that would be a failure. So
That's
this is another minor glitch. Okay, let's roll a chance die for just a D10 for the next one.
Sure. Oof.
And that's also
a
failure. Okay.
It's going so well.
So it's 2 minor glitches.
Okay.
Right.
Now remind me, with glitches, is it one of those things where, if I understand my reading of the ruling, they can be additive? In other words, like So your like previous minor, for example, could be kind of evolves with each.
Yeah. So what we could do is, because your current one is the you need to touch doorways before you go. We can expand that one if you get a major glitch. We can have that one grow into a major glitch and somehow be related, like an evolved form of that.
Yeah.
But we've got 2 minor ones, so we're playing in the same category as your existing one.
Okay. So it just adds 2 minors then.
Yeah, 2 minor glitches, which if you're happy for me to pick, I'll just throw them out here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I would pick. Is there like a
Yeah, it's basically either I pick or it's a discussion, like what we feel like is a
Oh,
suitable.
well, yeah. Why don't you throw me out some options and we kind of like
Okay,
we'll go
so
from there.
minor brand. I really like this. I think it's a fantastic thing.
Okay.
I would enjoy having this. Inability to consume unprocessed food.
Like junk. I have to. In other words, I can only eat junk food, basically.
Only processed food. Yep. Because it's such a, like someone offers you a sandwich and you're like, God damn it. Can I get a burger?
Yeah.
It's funny, is I guess.
I
It
mean,
causes a lot of interesting, entertaining situations.
Trying to think. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can survive having my food options limited. Just as the player, just strikes my soul.
It's like burger for every meal.
I mean, I have gone a whole weeks where I've eaten a burger every lunch meal, and it was glorious. But probably not the best for my arteries.
The glories of the God Machine. All praise, MSG.
No, I don't. I don't
Not
know if I
feeling
can.
it.
I don't know if I can take that one. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can role play that one in good conscience.
Okay.
What else we
the next one is can't cover your head.
Can't cover my head.
No hats, nothing on your head.
Does he have to be bald, or can he have?
No,
it's just like
artificial
items,
coverings.
basically.
Okay.
Does that include masks on the face? Because if it's just wearing hats and scarves and berets and shit like that, then
that would be
thing.
up to us to decide. There's this isn't an exact science.
Oh,
in the book
okay.
anyway,
I mean, yeah,
so.
if it's only wearing an object on the head, then I think that's fine because I'm not much of a hat person anyway. And I have no hair to speak of, so I'm not too precious about that.
So what we're saying is you can have glasses and below.
Right. So in other words, if I needed to wear a mask or cover my face with a scarf or whatever,
if you want to put a bandana on, that's
but
fine.
if I want to wear a coif,
but no helmets, no hats, nothing like that.
I mean, well, it's going to make me a walking headshot risk, but I also one of my demon form has protection armor on and stuff like that. So okay, I like that.
It's basically because this is a minor one.
I like that as well because obviously when I start to become more of a riding around on the hog, for example, I'm going to be no helmet, and people are going to be like, "You got to wear a helmet, bro." I'm like, "Nah, I got to go free."
Yeah, and then
I like that.
Like you need to go to a construction site and it's like, yo, dude.
Yeah, no.
The regs say the hard hat goes on, and you're like, I know.
But do they? But do they?
I know. But I'm also a demon.
But you don't know about the things I have that prevent me from doing things. Yeah. All right, cool. I like that. So
so that's a tell. If you want to keep track of this. So minor tell. Cannot cover head.
By the way, what was the one with the doorway? Because I didn't listen.
It's a tell too. Minor
that was a tell as well. Okay. Oh, I'm building up these tells. Okay, I like that actually.
Minor tell. And the other one I was going to go for is an emanation.
Okay.
So I was gonna say lavender detergent, like a soft, not like a pungent, can't be in the same elevator, but like someone gets close in and it's always going to be lavender detergent. Or if we want to shift the specific scent, that's fine. But basically like detergent smell. Not pungent, not far reaching, but like basically your cologne is always going to be.
Yeah, I don't mind smelling like lavender because I like to smell lavender, personally speaking. It's almost stale booze. But I'm almost imagining it being the level of potency of like if you've ever had if anyone who's ever had kids, you get these little pouches of scented herbs you put in like their drawers. It kind of makes them smell nice and kind of keeps them fresh and clean. We had lavender ones for my son, so let's go with that. I like that a lot. So always smells of lavender. And that is a minor emanation, right?
Minor emanation. That's correct.
This is going to work really well when I'm like, a woman, but when I'm not a woman, people are going to be questioning me.
And when you're like a hard line biker gang.
Oh yeah, when I turn into when I have that plan, they'll be like, boss, you smell great.
What's
That's
the deal with,
weird.
like
What's
it's
the
going to
deal
be
with
like
lavender?
the 4 a.m. questions,
Yeah,
like
you're right. Yeah, we're all
like,
around
boss,
the table drunk.
we mean to ask, like, I love you, but like, what's with the lavender?
And then that's when I punch people and be like, you never questioned the lavender.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like it. All right. So that's two
Yeah.
experience, and then I have to, but now I can also do the rolls for the.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
you can.
I'll do
And
those
we can
rolls
do
real
that.
quick. Yeah, go ahead and continue on.
Yeah, we can push that stuff. But
I'll set
okay,
that up.
so we've dealt with the situation. Street has tied it up in a bow.
Yeah.
Nightingale has recorded everything on his mobile phone and has posted it into TikTok and for everyone to see.
Seattle.
I'm imagining like shortly afterwards, like after the crash on the road, there's going to be some like TikTok video of Nightingale being like, "Whoa, man, just getting crazy in downtown Seattle, man." Like cars in the background.
Let me tell you. I'd be like, Wash, can you pick up the van?
Wash is there like, God damn it, I had to do it. And then it's like, can you pick up the van?
Have bigger things to worry about! Exclamation point.
It's cool.
So I think, let me know where you guys are heading / when you are gonna reconvene, because we're kind of past the
Yeah,
moment
I mean,
now.
I had said that we need to reconvene. So
Yeah.
I mean, wherever we normally meet in relative safety.
Yeah,
that's
where's
where-
you probably planned this, so where's your rendezvous point?
How
Where
about
do
we
have
just
the-
how about we just meet at like a random like sort of street food vendor or something? Then we can like
maybe for cake?
yeah we could no, not for cake, never for
This
cake.
time.
Well, we can buy what are you, some kind of monster? No, we can just some random food vendor. We can like buy some food. We stood around chatting. It's not going to look suspicious.
Yeah, that's
How about a diner?
the
Good old
international.
American
7
diner.
diner.
Yeah, I guess maybe if you head out of town a bit and maybe go like a faraway diner. I don't know if that's your style, but
Probably wouldn't want to leave the immediate area
yeah,
now.
cool. So you're where it's not going to be a slap bang in the the hot zone as we as we have made it now, but you're in a diner, and it's a proper everything's new, but it's like a reproduction of a 50s diner, made in 20XX, and you're there. What have you ordered? This is very interesting. I always find food orders and specific models of cell phones for characters to be very informative of the character. So what are you guys ordering as you're in the diner?
I'm in my Caden Bell cover, and he's your typical sort of rumpled, like slightly like not very well off, like private detective. So he's probably just ordered like a burger and fries and like some sort of cheap beer or something like that.
Yeah. So a bottle of Bud and a
Yeah, exactly.
burger.
Just
Bud and a burger.
whatever he could get that was cheap on the menu, and a vaguely nutritional value.
I'm
It's
going to
edible.
get a milkshake because I'm feeling it.
Aren't you worried that it'll bring all the angels to the yard?
Oh, they're busy tonight. And I'll get a burger as well, I think.
Okay. And wash.
Conspicuously nothing.
You know, hungry tonight.
I will say under my breath, where only the two of them can hear, I just killed a human being. So no, I'm not hungry.
Man, sorry to hear that.
As I'm sort of like taking a bit, as he says, "Oh, I've just killed a human being." As I'm taking like a mouthful of the burger, I'll just go like and hold up like 4 fingers and like
Yes, but there's a difference. You actually are a mass murderer. I mean, this is kind of what you're programmed to do originally.
Sort of look around when he says that. It's kind
Yeah, no one's bothering you. It's not a problem.
Besides, he has got a point. I did what I did to stop these people breaking into an office and murdering somebody else. It's a different
Wow.
thing.
If we are being technical, we don't know if any of the staff in that place were actually people. But I suppose your instincts were in the right place.
And besides, who are we to judge when it comes to that particular foible?
it's
I
not
suppose,
the same
but
when we did.
we have to draw some line somewhere, else we could go mad. I don't mind being fallen. I just would like to keep my sanity while we're here.
Music's the answer. His music's your window to the soul.
I really wish we didn't play so coy with Dimes when he originally gave us this tip. Perhaps we could have, I don't know, maybe done things differently.
Well, it's a lesson we can learn for when he gets in touch with us next time.
Were you successful?
Yes.
Did we prevent?
Oh, yes. I think we did.
I had to leave the area.
I'm not sure right now at this point where the angel comes into any of this, because it seems to me that it must have actually wanted to be helpful to Ryan because of what he was going to say, revealing, well, the nature of how we survive to the population of Seattle via their infrastructure.
Well, from what I know about listening to the broadcast, he was rambling on about alien infiltrators and the unseen enemy moving amongst us. Perhaps, and we have an angel who was in human form. Perhaps it was planning to make some sort of big show or revelation at the broadcast, which would have lended credence to his ramblings.
It certainly knew its roadworks.
I don't know. I think if we take the rifle into account, maybe the angel in question was indeed going to pull that trigger, but after the broadcast. Perhaps maybe we got that part wrong. I don't know. It's hard to know. I think I did the right thing, but I don't have to like it.
I just sort of sit my milkshake, nodding at him. I hope that removing this individual wasn't the big man's just, intentional along. I haven't. It's hard to know.
It is insane, so it's hard to know the mind of a mad thing, especially something as vast as our old employer.
Either way, I suggest we lie low for at least a couple of days, go to ground.
Agreed.
Attend to our lives.
I've got a job to secure.
And I feel I'll be getting a phone call. Well, my day job will be getting a phone call regarding a certain individual's apartment that will have to probably be cleared out.
So let's attend to our normal lives for a couple of days. Then we'll get in touch with each other. We'll arrange to meet up after that, and we can decide what we want to do from here on.
You can keep an eye on what happens at the.
Yeah.
Ears to the ground.
There's going to need to be a little time for the dust to settle, and we need to, once it has, we need to reassess and then work out what our next move is going to be, if anything.
Agreed.
It'll also give me a bit of time to use my skills to sort of poke around, see if I can find out any further information about the aftermath.
Also, I need a new van, gentlemen.
You and your vans.
I need it to work.
You're going to have a job soon. Just buy a van.
money doesn't just grow on trees. Not even.
No,
This Seattle.
you get a job, you do the job, they give you money. That's how it works.
I don't think
I can attest to that.
you're not helping. I don't think that you understand it correctly. That's not. Yes, you get some money, but it's never enough to achieve the thing. That's how the man keeps you down. I can't get a good van with money. I have to get a bad van. That
The
was a good van.
man or the man? I'm confused. If you're making
Now,
some sort of rhetorical stand, or
if I
Yes,
remember,
That
speaking
question
about-
is always yes.
if I remember
Uh-huh.
correctly, the van we took was one of two.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if the
Yes.
other van's still there, just take that one.
Well, I need your help.
That's fine. I can help you with that.
Okay. If that's cool, if you're cool, if you don't mind, doing two.
That's fine.
Okay. Are you gonna lie low and then jack a van, or are we gonna
Yeah, I suggest
jack
we
a
lie,
van now?
Yeah.
I suggest we lie low, and then
Okay.
when we reconvene, we'll jack the other van if it's still there.
Alrighty then. I think that's probably it then. There's the person serving your food comes in eventually with because none of you ordered coffee, so they're not gonna bring in refills, but they're gonna bring in the their receipt, and
I might ask for a coffee at the end. Like I've had my meal, like, have a cigarette and a cup of coffee. I'm
Yeah,
a
so-
detective stereotype. Why not?
yeah, so that'll be when the server comes over. It's like, everything okay with your food?
Yeah, great. And
Everything's okay,
I like
then.
throw some like
Yeah, it's
money on
coffee.
the table.
I
I'm
love
like,
what you've done
yeah,
with the
coffee,
Gherkins.
please.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So your extra order is taken in, and brings out the coffee and all that, and says, "Actually, you can. This is fine." Like pushes the money that you put on the table and puts out the receipt, and says that there was a gentleman that popped in to pick up one of the orders here. We
I
do-
ripped the gates and I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah, it's like a yawning chasm opens the
Oh.
receipt and he falls into it.
I roll my eyes.
I'm off into the underworld. Bye. It says there was a gentleman who popped in, who's apparently it's one of those food services, because we do takeout sales online. It's the new thing now, and for some reason the career guy wanted to pay for your setup here, so you're fine. You're fine.
I'm not gonna say anything because we've got this person about, but I'm gonna pile up like 12 dimes on the table and then just like tap my finger next to him so that Washer Nightingale can see it, and then I'll scrape the money into my pocket.
Okay.
So, okay, well, the lot of you have a wonderful evening now. There's some weirdness going on in the center, so maybe avoid that. I've sporadically heard stuff on the radio about it, some kind of bomb threat.
Hey, there's always something crazy going on in Seattle, and I'm gonna like
Yeah.
give
It
the
is
waitress
Seattle.
a couple of dollars as like a tip or
Yeah.
whatever. Will be
It's
appropriate.
like, I swear, this city has about as many people doing absolutely stupid things as they have people doing wonderful things, like midnight radio talking about the local issues, which reminds me that and she just like starts wandering off to a fiddle with a radio that does not work. There's just different kinds of static.
Kind of makes me tense up a little bit.
I think it's probably time we should be going.
I think so.
I'll contact you all in a couple of days.
I
Be in
just
touch.
as we're leaving, I sort of turn around and sort of like as Wash comes towards my hand, sort of just kind of like taps his chest, like like almost like a.
I'm in Maria's form.
Oh, really? Sorry, yeah. So I'll kind of take it up maybe a few inches, so I'm not just.
Yeah, good idea.
And just be like that pain you feel, like that's you. Okay, that's you now. It's a good thing. It's not. It feels bad. It's a good thing. Okay.
I like to imagine from further down the street, just before he like turns a corner, you'll hear like Mr. Street just like laughing as he walks around the corner. As you're like, Oh, this pain you're feeling, it's you. Never let go of that. Seize the moment, live the dream. And that street's just like, and Chuck walks off around the corner.
I'll simply raise an eyebrow, turn on my heel, and walk away.
Great. Okay. We can talk about it again later. Great team meeting. Okay.
So you leave, and the server is left there, seemingly spellbound by the radio that does not play anything on any frequency.
Oh, it spooked me. I'm skittish.
And I think that's probably where we end this.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Very much enjoyed
Oh
it.
wow! There we go.
Okay.
Waiting for that
Thank you very
radio
much for
to
playing.
start.
It got
Thank you.
Of them.
it got done and dealt? Question mark.
And no
Something
one had to go
Still, we need
loud.
to work on our approach a little, but
Yeah.
We made the plan. The plan was the worst kind
the
of
plan
for
was
this
shit.
angel,
Yeah,
But we
got there in the
tried.
end.
Okay, well, obviously XP and whatever, but I'll stop the stream here.
Thanks